What is good quality theory like and what's compared to its poor quality? First of all, you should have right what you say. But that's not everything, because if you say just one side of things, some side that has only a little significance in practice, so it's not as valuable as if you have a kind of holistic view about the role of that thing in the world. So very often the ordinary common sense point of view of everybody goes in objectivity much further than the educated views of professionals, because professionals tend to state single facts like the water level in the lake is now 3 centimeters above the normal for this time of year or whatever they say. So they kind of fail to mention what those things mean in life, what they mean in the environment and in the lives of all the individuals involved, and what they as phenomena tell of the world at large. So that's the kind of information that you get if you take the atmosphere of something and then start kind of saying to yourself, why is it that you have that atmosphere? Like as if you were looking at something that you might buy, you would say that I don't like it, it looks a little bit like this, so and so. And then you can go deeper into what is the so and so, what's that role in the world. And so comparing to different things, you kind of find words for what you think about the thing in question and about its role. Because if you take the good sides and the bad sides and the signs are, well, of no significance if they are needed, so then you have a holistic view about the role of that thing in the world, and you know who might like it and who not, and to whom is it very beneficial, to whom it's harmful, and things like this, which experts fail to totally to mention. Typically with expert language you have just one single fact, and then they pretend, the experts, that the fact is the same to all. Of course, if you take only that some side of things, but already when you start to conversate about the subject with anybody, at least with anybody outside your own profession, so you are in a social context where there are practical things that matter, and then it's the choice of wording and the use of different perspectives and what is taken to be the exact meaning of each word and what is not taken into account at all, and what is overemphasized and things like this, which kind of matter from the practical point of view of guiding our lives in practice. And that's the only significant purpose for objective thinking too, is to reach a way of guiding our lives that works in practice. And typically most objective thinking is not so very good at it, or it neglects some sides of it, and we would need a more holistic view to the world with more holistic way of thinking, and with atmospheres taken into account, so that you could kind of see the philosophy behind your choices and the choices of others, and you could discuss those general guidelines in the world at large and those large-scale phenomena that come into play in each occasion that you handle anything. So you kind of have contact with things that are quite common, like you do some work, or you buy something, or you have a social contact, or you communicate, or whatever. Those are very common phenomena that to which one should have a very constructive attitude and that is well thought of and not just kind of stick to one's habits and trying to kind of make the world change instead of changing one's own habits to what better. But well, this is my view about objectivity. So common sense and holistic thinking with atmospheres and philosophy, I would classify very much higher than thinking with terminology and paying attention to just some single side of things. Thank you.